Greetings to you in Christ from Zion Lutheran Church in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. My name is Jonathan Baker, and I am the senior pastor here at Zion. I've been here for nearly 17 years working with college students at Christ the King Lutheran Chapel on Central Michigan University's campus, and then for the last 8 years or so as senior pastor here at Zion. Was something, when I want to talk about Bible reading plan specifically, it was something that was raised by President Davis when he was a pastor at St. Luke in Hazlet, and several of his church members were college students at Central, and he came and spoke to our group, I want to say back in 2007 or 8. And then after a few more years of rumination and hearing reminders again and again and again about the importance of reading the Bible and learning more as a young pastor about that, I decided we should try that here at Zion, not just among the college students, although I had a few that were interested, but also among our church members. And so I looked at the obstacles to my own personal reading of the Bible regularly, things like how long it takes or how bogged down one can get when reading some of the lengthier books in the Old Testament, and thought that maybe the best way to read it isn't to just go cover to cover, but instead to approach it strategically, trying to find ways to break it up as we read it. So spend some time in the New Testament, some time in the Old Testament, and then also as the church year went through the life and death, or the birth and then the life and death of Jesus, to include some readings around that as well, so that people are blessed in those things too, to study those. So we looked at it not as a one-year plan, but actually as a 3-year plan, which reduces the load to about a chapter a day. Some people find that to be a lot less than they want to read. Some people find that to be plenty to read. And I started just choosing different books from the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament, as I said before, and sharing them with our members in the monthly newsletter and then occasionally in the bulletin. It has worked better than I imagined it would, as far as connecting with members of my church in ways that I wouldn't have expected. The interest that people have in reading the Bible, especially in the winter months, is really surprising to me, and in part shame on me for underestimating my church members and how hungry people in general are for some guidance in reading the scriptures. But there were a few times over the years where for some reason or another I got busy, especially when I was initially putting the plan together. I would miss a month in the newsletter, and so that spot would just be blank and skipped. And I would get phone calls or emails from people saying, "Hey, Pastor, what are we supposed to be reading? Where's the plan?" And not from people I would expect to be participating on a regular basis, but from people I didn't even know were taking part in the plan. So it was a humbling thing to see that, and a joy at the same time, because it really does connect with so many people in the congregation. So if you're thinking of taking up reading the Bible on a regular basis, I highly encourage you to do so. I'm thankful that President Davis has made it one of the big priority for himself and for our church members and our congregations in our district. I think it's a great blessing, and I would highly encourage it to all of you. God bless you.